Welcome back, everyone. I hope I am audible to all present in the class. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all present in the class. Great. So we started the journey of Java OOPS fundamentals, and we have understood class, object, heap, stack, method overloading, object creation, instantiation, and now we got into one of the important pillar of object oriented. If you say object orientation stands in some pillars. Without this, nothing will work. One of the major pillar is encapsulation. Encapsulation is one of the major pillar, and that is what we had started in the last class. Fine. And we will explore more examples and more clarity in today's class, and then we will get into the concept of constructor. Before I get into this, I would like to take one quiz, live class quiz, wherein I expect all of you to participate. This quick quiz will happen weekly once, and the first quiz, it is very fundamental questions, and I have not taken anything from the OOPS. The questions will be on data types, variable operators, loops, and maybe once I complete the constructor, next week the second quiz will be in the concept of OOPS. Okay, I want all of you to participate in this particular quiz. So let me open and then I'll get into the continuation part of this. All right. Okay. Fine, dear friends. I want you to join the quiz either by visiting menti.com and enter this code, or you can scan the QR code. Either of that. Just to go to menti.com on your mobile phone, laptop, whatever you're using, join this number and give your name only. It will take some default names. I want you to give your own name. Okay. The instructions are very simple. You have to answer correct also, fast also to be winner. You have to answer correct and fast both. Fine. So kindly after joining, please acknowledge. And this quiz, if you guys are attending regularly, only then I will be regularly taking. If you guys are not attending, then I will regularly not take this. Uh, Others kindly acknowledge, give the thumbs up if you have joined. Those who have scanned menti.com, enter this code. This code will be available at top also if you want to join late. Okay, great. What was the most word which, let me see your focus, how much you are observing me in the class. So, okay. I want others to join. At the top, please see here, guys. Menti.com, there is a code 84518155. At the top, those who want to join late, menti.com, use the top code 84518155. At the top, it is mentioned. So, tick mark, focus is the key. Dear friends, girlfriend, boy. Okay. Good to see that you guys could able to observe this also. Okay. Hmm. Okay. 100% dot. Fine. Focus and tick mark is something which I use. Okay. Could you please click the red button? At the top, there is a code, guys. 84518155. Good morning, Dalip. Please visit menti.com and use the top code. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead, dear friends. Again, those who have not yet joined, very first quiz, still there is a time. Visit menti.com 8451. Basic, guys. I have not taken any OOPS question. Next week quiz on Wednesday, I will take OOPS question. Okay. Okay. Please either scan or go here. I hope everyone have joined this. I see many of them have not joined. Number of people and number of participants, there is mismatch. But anyway, question number 1 on your screen, guys. You have to answer correct and fast both. Who will answer correctly and fast, they will be at the top. Question number 1 on your screen. Here we go. Very easy questions. Quiz number 1. Four of them are answering bite and majority of them are answering care, and that is correct. Let me go to the next question quickly. Here we go. Very first quiz, very easy live class. This quiz will happen every week. Okay. What is the largest primitive data type in Java? Largest. Most of them are going with the long, and that is correct. Double also partially correct. But anyway, our team has not mentioned the specified. You can still make a comeback. Those who are two questions also, if you're wrong, you can still make a comeback in the next 11 questions. Next question on your screen. Here we go. Which of the following is not a valid primitive data type? Valid primitive data type. Not a. And the answer is yes, it is string. Boolean is a primitive data type, right? What is the default value of a Boolean data type, dear friends? What is the default value of Boolean data type? Default, false. It's a primitive data. We have discussed it. Okay, great. No problem. Still, you can make a comeback. Let me go through the leadership. So, at the top 10, out of 40, the top 10, Rajesh is doing well. Then we have Preetham, Dalip, Elmo, Vaibhav, Kamalesh, Bhavna, Javeria, Vijay, Raghavendra. Still, those who are not in top 10, they can make it. We have many more questions. You have to answer fast and correct both. Let me get into the next question on your screen. Question number 4. And here we go. Those who have joined late, please visit menti.com and enter this code at the top. Which primitive data type is used to hold decimal number in Java? Very easy again. It is double. 5 of them are going with int. Please do watch the videos which we have already covered. Let me go to the next question quickly on your screen. Question number 5. And here we go. Which loop is suitable when you want to execute a block of code at least once without any condition? When you want to execute a block of code at least once. Some of them are going with for loop and while loop. No, dear friends, it is do while loop. At least once without any condition. Don't you think we have discussed this in the first week of classes, which is do while loop? It shows revision is required. Okay. Next question on your screen. Question number 6. And here we go. Which is the logical AND operator in Java among all? Majority of them are going with option number 1, and that is correct. We have used this. Next question on your screen. It is a leaderboard. Let me see if there are any changes. Rajesh, I guess, still doing at the top. We have Rajesh, Vijay, Bhavna, Kamalesh, Kingston, Javiria, Rupan, Sweta, Vijita. Still people are making comeback. Last few names which were not there in the last time, they are in the leaderboard. Still it can change. Rajesh is doing very well. So let's go to the next question on your screen. Question number 7, and here we go. Which operator is used to compare the values of for equality in Java? These are the fundamentals, guys. I want all of you to answer 100% correct here. Before oops, these fundamentals we have already discussed, okay? Good to see almost everyone. Only 2 has gone with the assignment operator. All of them have gone with the double equal to. Good. Next question on your screen, question number 8, and here we go. What does the double plus plus operator do in Java? Very easy questions, guys. Quiz number 1. Before classes and objects, this is the topics we have. These are the topics which we had discussed. Majority again have gone with increments a value by 1. Next question before the next leaderboard. And here we go. What is the result of the expression? If you know modulo operator, first week of class. It is 1, because modulo operator will give you the reminder. Okay. We have discussed this before we got into oops concept. Let's see the leaderboard again. And if there are any changes, I think Rajesh is still doing well. Let's see. Rajesh is still at the top, and Bhavna, Vijay, Kingston, Rupan, Shweta. This time fastest is Shweta, Vijita, Anil Kumar, Sai, and Ashley. Lot of changes in the leaderboard. We have last set of questions. Let me see who will be the fastest and the correct one. Who will say that before oops, whatever we have discussed, the fundamentals, I'm aware of them. Only they will be the winner of this. Next week, let's see in oops how many of them will be correct. What is the result of the following expressions? True and false. Majority of them have gone with false, and that is correct. Or operator, either one true is true, if not it is false. False. When it comes to and operator, all the expressions must be true. And we had discussed this in the fundamentals of Java in detail. There is no scope of confusion here. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Next question on your screen. Question number 11. Which operator is used for conditional ternary expressions in Java? I have not yet discussed this. My team has added. The correct option for this is option number A. Okay, since I have not discussed ternary operator yet, you guys have not reminded. If not, I would have discussed. I have only answered. Okay. Those who are in hurry, they have gone wrong, because anyway, I have only given answer for this. All right. The leaderboard. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Still, oh my goodness. Vijay is at the top. But still, Shweta is fastest for this round. So a lot of changes because of one question. But anyway, I had given answer quickly. But if someone has answered even before that, they are wrong for that. The last question on your screen, last two questions on your screen, and here we go. What is the expression of the following? My dear friends, I'll only answer this. X is greater than y. If x is greater than y. If the answer is S. Yes, true. True means yes. Yes, guys. I have only given the answer for this. Right now, after the encapsulation, before I get into the, or maybe after constructor, I will discuss ternary operator only, guys, because there is a flow mismatch. I have only given the answer for this. Okay, last question. I don't know why my team has added this. Usually I cover ternary operator before oops. For your batch, I had asked you guys to remind me before oops, but none of you remind, so I continued. But after constructor, before I get into any new topic of static, I'll discuss ternary operator first. How many if conditions can you have in an if else ladder? This is simple and you should be answering it. As many as needed. Now, can you guess who will be the winner for this? Anyone has any guess? According to me, all top 10 are the winners. Out of 40, whoever is in the top 10, they are winners. But out of top 10, who will be the top one? All of them are winners who are there here. But let's see who will be the top. It is Vijay. Vijay, are you there here? Vijay, Rupan, Rajesh. These are the top three. Kingston, Saiji, Bhavna, Nikhil, Tanmay, Anand, and Adi. They are in the top 10. Top three are the winners according to me. Vijay, Rupan, Rajesh. All three are there in the class. Could you please acknowledge in the chat? Vijay, Raju, Rajesh, and Rupan. Happy to be at least in the top 10. Yes. This is how I hope you got the ecosystem of this quiz, guys. Like this, I'll take this quiz throughout the course every week once. Okay. Next week, now only I'm telling, the quiz will be in the concept of oops, fundamental till constructor, classes, objects, and to till constructor, the quiz will be there for the next week. Okay. Wednesday, Thursday is the time which I'll be taking up the next week quiz. All right. So thank you guys. Let's continue the journey where we had stopped. This quizzes will be the acknowledgement of your understanding. Okay. How much you have understood, this will acknowledge. There was a quiz, Daniel, nothing more than quiz. Let me start after the quiz. To achieve encapsulation, three things are needed. Which are those things, guys? How do we achieve encapsulation in Java? If someone asks, how do we achieve encapsulation in Java? Private keyword, setter, getters. Setter, getters, are they special or they are methods? Based on the purpose, we just say setter and getter. And there is a syntax which we may have to follow. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and deal with one more example, and I will conclude this encap. Two more examples. We will start with constructor topic. Right click. I will go and create a class. I will say here launch anything, my dear friends. I'll go with maybe learners, launch learner. let's have a main method. I would like to go with this. Understand, next to two examples, guys, encapsulation will be clear to all of you. I'll go here. I will write one class here, class learner. Class learner. All right, no problem. Great. I will give some data members. I will say here integer type of learner ID, string type of learner name, string type of learner city. Are they instance or local, guys? Instance. Throughout the class, can we access these variables inside the same class? Everywhere can I access? Yes, I can access. Outside the class, in some other class, using the reference of this learner object, can I still access this variable? Outside the class, yes, I can access. Outside the class, data members, should we give accessibility directly to everyone? For a data members of a class, data member also we call because it is having data, right? Information at the end of the day. Variable means some information will be there inside this. So how to restrict the restriction of these variables within a class? Make it private. Step number 1. Step number 1. Great. I'll go ahead. Now, I want to make an arrangement. I want to make an arrangement to someone else should be able to give the value for me. Because I have made private, they cannot directly access it. If I create the instance here, I will say here learner type. Maybe I'll say here learner equals to new learner. This is how we create the instance. No issues. If I say, guys, learner dot, am I able to access any of the variables ID, name, city? No. That means they are private now. So I'll make the arrangement. By chance, outside the class, someone want to give the value to it. And someone maybe they want to use the data which is present inside these variables. To make that arrangement, I'll go with setters and getters. Fine. Now I'll go here. I will say set one common setter also I will add. Before I add that, let me add individual. Guys, the whole purpose of this method is to set ID. It is recommended to give the name set followed by the variable name. Set followed by the variable name. After which I'll receive that here integer type of I. I'll go back here. I'll go back here. I will say here ID. Please give it to whatever ID we have there. Since there is no return type, I'll go with void. Done. After which I'll go back and say set. What is the variable name? This whole purpose is to set the name. I will receive string type of name. String type of name. Slightly there is a difference in this example compared to last two examples. I want you to observe this. Whatever I'm receiving in this local variable, please assign this to instance variable name. Since there is no return type, I'll go with void. Guys, the whole purpose of this method is to set the name, right? So only we call it as setter. Based on the activity which you're performing inside this method. These are called as setters. Okay, great. After which again I will go and say set city. City. I will accept here string type of city. And now I would like to go here city equals to city. Equal to operator means everyone in the class is aware it is assignment operator. Whatever is there in the right side, that will be assigned to the left hand side. No return type, void. Why void? How to write methods? Detailed in the last 3 classes we have discussed. Directly I'm not writing the methods. Everything which you can see on your screen we have discussed properly like a spoon feeding way. Now, outsider, if you want to give the value through the setter, he can set dot set. I'll set the ID as 1. why we have to give this local variable name same as the instance variable? For an example, guys, I will give here n. I will give here n. I will give here x. I will give here x. Correct. At the time of me calling it, for example, I will say here learner dot set. See here, what type of data? String. But what exactly I have to pass, I may not know that. So only give the variable name is recommended as what we have here, so that by the name itself you can understand what type of data you may have to pass. All of you there in the class? Yes. I'll go back here and now I will say dot set name. More on this in the constructor you will understand, because we will not be giving the setters name directly there. Then if you don't give the variable name is same, then it will be a problem. I will show you in the today's example only. I'll go and say some name here. Maybe I would like to go here and say Rohan. After which I'll say here learner dot set. I would like to add the city, for an instance Bengaluru. Great. Now guys, somewhere in my program, I want to use the values. Some situation came as a developer number 2, that whatever data is there inside these variables, I want to use the data. But how do I use it? Can I use a reference variable and access the data member directly right now? Am I in that situation? No. So here I have to make some arrangement for it. How do I make an arrangement? I will say here get ID. Whole purpose of this method is whoever want the ID, they will be getting it through this method. I will say return the ID. ID, what is the data type? Integer. So only return type is int. I will say here get name. That is a convention. Give the name. Okay. And then the variable name. Get and variable name. Return name. Whole purpose of this method is to return the name. So name is of what type? String type. What is the return type, guys? String is a return type. Go back here. I'll say here get. I will say here city. I would like to go back. I will say here return city. And I will say here string type of city. Over. Now guys, if in case I need it, maybe I want to collect it. If you want to collect it, you can collect like this. A equals to learner dot get ID. It will give you ID you have stored and use it for your own purpose. The ID is like you print, you use for whatever purpose you want. System dot out dot println. Maybe I'll see here ID is like for whatever purpose you want, you can use it. I'm using for this purpose. I mean, I hope that should not be a problem. Similarly, maybe I would like to directly print system.out.println. I'll say here learner.getName. My dear friends, I hope there is no issue, right? If I'm directly printing it, it's just an example. I'm printing it, you can use for some other purpose. You maybe collect it and store in the database. Maybe inside this main method, you have written the logic of connecting to database and storing it. Call that learner, get through the getter, fetch the value and give it to the database. All right. So we will see this, all of them real practical use in the development. Right now, understand the concept which I'm trying to say before we get this into use. All right. Now, I would like to run the program and I want you to observe the output here. Very interesting output. I'll go here, right click, run as Java application. Dear friends, ID is 0, name is null because the default data type for a string is null. Null for city. Why? Are we not setting it, guys? Are we not setting it? Yes. There is no compile time error here. It is not considering. Let me just make small change and tell you. A small change, my dear friends. Okay. Small change, I have done it. Now I would like to run. Right click, run as. See, 0, Rohan, Bengaluru. Are you all getting it, dear friends? Okay, I'll give here I. Let me run again. My dear friends, are you getting it? What was the difference? What was the difference? The guys, whatever I am highlighting here, is it local variable or instance variable? Whatever is there on the left hand side, right side is local variable, which you are trying to assign to left hand side. Whatever is there on the left hand side, is it instance variable or local variable? Instance. Whenever there is a name conflict within a setter between instance variable and local variable, this problem we call as shadowing problem. Compiler will come here and see, here also name, here also name. What to assign? Compiler is confused. Compiler will decide, let's not assign only. Let's not give only. So only default values. Whenever local variable and instance variable names are same within the setter, compiler will go for ambiguity mode, JVM will go for ambiguity mode, and it will decide not to assign only. How to differentiate that this is object variable, instance variable. Object means instance, both of them are same. And this is the local. I will say here this dot. I will say here this dot. I will say here this dot. This is the instance variable. Now if I run this, right click, run as, right? It is working fine. But what is this keyword? It is one of the commonly asked interview questions for Java developer, whether you're fresher or experienced. Could you please talk on this keyword? Will you just answer that this keyword is used inside the setter to differentiate between instance variable and local variable? This answer is correct, but not 100% correct, not 100% satisfying. One of the answer is correct. This is used to differentiate between local and instance variable inside the setter. Partially one answer is correct, but not mature answer, not fully answer. Getting it? All of you present in the class? But what is the answer which we can confidently answer? Guys, if there is one blueprint of your home, can you construct 5 homes of a same blueprint? No problem. If there is a one class, can we have 100 objects of a same class? No problem. I'll go here. Let me have one differentiating factor in between. One liner I will divide. I'll go here and add this. I'll go for learner 2, learner 2, learner 2, learner 2, learner 2. Okay. ID2, ID2. All right. I will say here learner 2, learner 2, learner 2. Great. How many objects of a same class I'm taking right now, dear friends? And this time I will pass ID number 2. I will pass here maybe Rohit. Understand 2 examples and I'll start constructor topic. I will say here Mumbai. Okay, great. Let me run this program, my dear friends. I'm getting as per the expectations. ID1 Rohan, Bangalore. ID2 Rohit, Mumbai. All of you present in the class. Any problem? For one class, can we create 1,000 objects? Create 10,000 objects. Can I create 1 lakh objects? Create it, no issues. No problem in that. Great. Now, why have you written this? Is it want to show? No. Understand this very carefully. Dear friends, very careful. I want you to understand. Directly I have gone with the code and I want you to focus here. All right. See guys, everyone in the class. All right. Okay, great. This is the right place. And let me explain you this. We all know 2 important areas, dear friends, which is that one is heap, one is stack. Stack, what happens, everyone knows. For every method call, there will be something to be executed there. I'll go with the heap area, which is important for me right now. You know what happens behind the scene? We have already discussed on the stack call, method call. I don't want to discuss that again and again because all of you know history, geography, civics behind it. And in most probably in the Monday or Tuesday's class, next week, Monday, Tuesday's class, I will do the postmortem of JVM also. Now, I'll go back here, guys. First line, you're creating the instance. Right side part is first. One instance of learner will be created. I assume some address will be there. And inside the learner, we have three variables: ID, name, city. JVM will initialize the default values. ID means integer type. What is the default value? 0. Name is string type. What is the default value? Null. City is of string type. What is the default value? Null. Right side part is over. Left hand side you are creating. Please see very carefully, dear friends. You are creating here one reference variable called as learner. Inside reference variable, address would be present. And this is referring to this. After which you're telling learner dot set ID. Learner dot set ID, and you are passing ID here. You're passing ID. From here, the matter is going to ID. ID is given here 1. You are telling this dot ID equal to ID. Right side ID is there 1 that you're trying to assign to this dot ID. This is a keyword in Java which will have currently running object's address. It is referring to currently running object. This keyword currently if I'm calling setter and getter, which instance setter and getter I'm calling, guys? Object number 1. So this keyword will have address of object number 1. That means this keyword is referring to this instance right now. Currently learner.set means this object is running. Now this dot ID means what is there in the right hand side giving to this dot ID. ID will be assigned here. Again, Rohan you're assigning. Here Rohan will come and sit. Whatever is there in the local variable that you're assigning to this dot name, this is referring to this object only. Currently this no object is running. So Rohan will be given here. Bengaluru will be given. Now you're calling the getters on your screen, you're printing it. After which again you're creating one more instance. One more instance will be created. And we will have ID here. I assume the address of this instance is 2000. Again ID, default value is 0. Again name, default value is null. Again city, default value is again null. You're creating one reference variable by the name learner1. Guys, this object is vanished. No, right? There is still reference variable. Main method is not yet over. So if stack of main method is available, reference variable is there. That means this object is referenceful. Garbage collector, is it collected this object number 1 yet? Is it collected the object number 1 yet? No, right? Still there? Because main method stack call is still there. Okay, great. Now it has the address of 2000. Now guys, I'm telling learner2 dot set. Learner2 dot set. Right now, currently, which object is running? Which instance is running? Is it 1 or 2? Which instance currently running? Now, guys, this keyword will have address of first instance, address of second instance, address of first object or second object. Second object. 2000. That means this keyword currently referring to this object. Now, if you say set ID, from here again, it will go to this. This dot ID means, is it setting the ID of first object? Is it setting the ID of second object? Second object. All of you present in the class? Yes, no, maybe. My dear friends, this keyword has address of currently running object. It refers to currently whichever object is running, whichever instance is running. Can I say this? Yes, no, maybe. Two things about this keyword. This keyword will have address of currently executing object, and it is also used to differentiate and set the currently running object's data. Currently running object data. Fine to all present in the class? Yes, no, maybe. Dear my friends, you need not to hard code the setters and getters. I will remove it. I will remove it. So this is a reference variable and always refer to currently running object. Yes. Currently whichever. Right now whichever object. My dear friends, I'll go right click. There is something called as source. If you go to source, I will repeat again. Right click, source. There is something called as generate getters and setters. I'll click this. I will click select all. I'll say generate. Did I wrote it or my program only written for me? There is something called as public also. What is public? Separately I will discuss. But right now public means this method in the entire package, in the entire project can be accessed anywhere. Public means you can call this method anywhere in the project, even if it is in the different package, different folder. If it is within the same project, different folder also. If someone want, they can call this method if you make it public. That's the only difference, right? So if you don't write public also for now, since everything in the same package, not an issue. Adding public, not adding public will have no impact on this method, guys. Method functionality is same only. All of you present in the class. Public is recommended to add for every method so that it can be accessed in the entire project. You can call that method in the entire project. Recommended to add this. The accessibility will increase. The accessibility and visibility of this method will increase. That's it. More on this next week I'm going to talk. If I add public here, will it be any complexity, guys? It is recommended to add made all the methods public so that you can call that method anywhere. That's it. Did I hard code this or my Eclipse only generated? Eclipse only generated. There is something called as Project Lombok. Project Lombok, if you just add one annotation, it will only give setters and getters. That I will discuss after annotation concepts. I'm going to discuss annotations in depth. After annotations, I'll discuss it. Fine, guys. Anywhere within the package also, outside the package also, Saiteja. Both it can be accessed. Next week, I will discuss on public. Okay. Is it clear, my dear friends? Setters, getters, all of them present in the class? Yes, no, maybe. Guys, setter is also a method. Setter you call during the object creation or once object is created, later using the reference variable you call it. Are you going to give the values to these variables at the time of object creation? Guys, once you create the object, memory will be created for these variables. Will there be any data present? Will there be any data present? Once you call the setters, set the value, only then the data will be present. Yes, no, maybe. All of you. What if I want to set the values? I want to set the values during the object creation itself. The moment I create the object, data also should be there here. Data also should be there here. Do we have option for that? Yes, we do have option for it. What is that option? I will tell you. Let me create a new class. Right click. I will say here new. I'll go and say here launch learner, or I'll say launch constructor. And I would like to go here. Very important topic, guys. The most important topic. Understand next 3-4 examples. I'll conclude today's class. Okay. I'll go here, my dear friends. I will just add these things here. Same example I will take. Learner only. Any example of your own choice. That should not be a problem. Okay. Any example of your own choice. Let's take a little different example. Why learner always? Class, I'll say a dog. Okay. I will go and say here private. Int is a type of age or maybe cost. Dog's cost. Private. String type of name. Okay. Dear friends, all of you. I will say here private string type of color. Great. I can generate setters and getters for this. There is no problem in it. I'll go here and say source. I'll go ahead and say generate setters and getters. I will generate it. I need not to code also. Okay, wonderful. But my dear friends, if I create the instance here, if I create the instance of dog, will there be any data present inside that instance? Will there be data present inside that instance? The data will be empty. I can perform initialization of these values during the object creation using the concept of constructor. Constructor is a specialized setter whose name is same as that of the class name and it does not have explicit return type. Whose name is same as that of a class name, it does not have any explicit return type. Class name is dog. I'll give the class name as dog. All right. I will say here integer type of cost, string type of name, and I'll say string type of color. Inside this, I will say this dot cost equals to cost. This dot name equals to name. This dot color equals to color. No shadowing problem. I will make it public. Even if you don't make it public, it will work, guys. Is it a return type, guys? Is writing public, is it return type? Is it return type? No, right? Visibility part. If you don't want, okay, don't write. Constructor, same name, that of the class name, does not have any explicit return type. And constructor is invoked during the object creation, during the instantiation. Object creation time, constructor is invoked. Now, guys, I'll go back here. During the object creation, whatever this is there, no, so far I have not told. I used to say keep it as it is. I will tell you during the concept of constructor. The time came. So this is actually a call to a constructor. Now I will pass the value. I will say here 4. Name of my dog, I'll go with Sheru. Name, color of my dog, maybe it is white. Now, guys, I have not even called the setters. Let me directly print by calling the getters. D1 dot get. Maybe I'll say here cost. And I will say here system dot out dot println. D1 dot get name. I will say here system dot out dot println. I will say D1 dot get the color. Okay, great. Dear friends, please tell me, did I call any of the setter to set the values? Did I call? Let me run this. Right click, run as. Okay. Kindly understand this. 4 should. Now, guys, if you want to initialize some of the value to my instance during the object creation, what concept should I go with? What concept should I go with? Constructor. Whose name is same as the class name. Does not have explicit return type. See, I'm setting the values here. No need to provide a setter method. Optional. Maybe if there is a need that you want to set the value after object is created. then you have to go with setter. When to go setter, when to go constructor, I will tell you guys. In the dependence injection concept, association during the oops only. Most probably next week ending or next to next week starting, I will tell you. The difference, real life difference, real time difference between constructor and the setter methods. Because I teach only real time direct coding. I want you to be coders, thinkers to solve the real world problems. I don't want to know the Java syntax. Java syntax anyone can learn. I want to make you programmers. Guys, during the object creation, default values will be there, but immediately using the setters, you are setting the values, no? So right now, values only will be there inside the object. Once object is fully constructed, data will be there. Fine, no? Yes, no, maybe. My dear friends, see the shocking here. Again, if when to use setter, when to use constructor, Dalip, I have already told. Since you have not listened, was the video what I have told. When to use setter, when to use constructor, I told I will tell you the real world use case in the concept of association, dependence injection during the oops only, which will happen most probably next week or next to next week initial days. Okay, now? Can I create multiple constructors? Have patience. Have patience. Guys, the moment I say this is the end of constructor, that time only I will take your questions. Till that time, all your questions according to me are void, invalid, illogical, silly. I will tell you this is the last topic of constructor. This ends constructor. That time you ask me questions. Okay, now I know what questions you have. It's in my plan of action. Is that fine now? All of you? Why not define? No, that is a rule of Java, Anil. That is a rule of Java. Rule means in constructor, you will not have any return type. That's the rule of programming language. Why to write class here? Why not I write Anil dog? Why should I write class here? Are you getting it? I hope you are able to understand. There's a rule, right? We should start with the class. Why not write int here? Why not write example? I'll say Anil first. Why? Because that's a rule we have to specify int only. That's a rule that we should not have explicit return type. Okay, great. Now, guys, interesting question comes into picture here. Very interesting question. I want you to observe the next three examples. 50% clarity on constructor. Monday's class, I will take constructor again. After that, there is a concept of inheritance. After inheritance, I will take one concept, constructor execution in case of inheritance, to demonstrate the understanding of this method call and super method call. Very important method calls. In the interview, they will ask this. This method call, super method call, to demonstrate. After inheritance is over, next week, there is a concept called as constructor execution in case of inheritance. That time also I will discuss it. Once I complete, only then you can ask the questions. Now, guys, please here. I will go here and say dog type D2 equals to new dog. I'm getting one error here. Are you able to see, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Constructor dog is undefined. Guys, last example I want you to observe. I have created two instances. See here, instance number 2, instance number 1. Did I get any error here? Did I get any error here? Did I get any error? But right now when I'm creating, I'm getting one error. Understanding? Let me comment this out. Let me comment this out. I would like to comment this also. I would like to comment this also. Error is gone. See, am I getting any error? Dear friends, according to me, please understand this and answer me. For everything, I need tick mark from all of you. Only then I will proceed ahead. I no want to be a formality mentor. Keep on speaking and go whether you understand or not. I don't care. No, I want you to understand, forcefully understand. See here. This is a call to a constructor according to me. Correct? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Constructor means same name as that of the class name. Did I write any constructor right now on my class, guys? Did I write any constructor? But am I getting any error here? Am I getting any error here? Whenever you call to a constructor and if there is no constructor developer has coded in your class, then Java compiler will include our default constructor behind the scene. Like this, Java compiler will conclude it. What is super method call? I will tell you. You ignore for now. What is this? I will tell you. This is interviewer's question. I will tell you about it. Behind the scene, this will be included. Behind the scene. Whether you write or you don't write. So only there was no error so far. Great. Wonderful. Whenever there is a call to a constructor and Java developer has not coded any constructor in your class, then Java compiler will include a default constructor. True. Correct? Great. Wonderful. I'll go back. I'll uncomment this. I will uncomment this also. Great. There is no issues. I'm calling a constructor. This constructor is getting executed. Wonderful. Now, again, I will repeat. What did I say? Whenever there is a call to a constructor and if Java programmer has not specified any constructor, then, if a Java programmer has not specified any constructor, Java compiler will include a default constructor. This is what I said, right? Correct? So according to me, if Java compiler is including a default constructor, why we are getting error here? Remember, my dear friends, remember this point very carefully. Java compiler would include a default constructor if and only if programmer has not specified any constructor at all. Suppose if I have not specified this constructor also, Java compiler will think this programmer doesn't know the concept of constructors. Maybe he don't know. Let me include one default constructor. And whatever default constructor Java compiler will include, no, the default constructor is always zero parameterized. Zero parameterized default constructor, correct? But Java compiler will include if and only if Java programmer has not specified any constructor at all. Now I'll go back to class 1. In my class learner, did I specify any constructor, guys? Are you able to see any constructor here? No. Now when I call this constructor, was there any error? Was there any error? No. That means Java compiler has included default constructor, correct? Yes. Now I'll go back here. If I don't specify right now, I'm commenting. That means no constructor is there. If I don't specify any constructor, error is not there. See here, this error is not there. Java compiler has included. However, if I specified, whether you specify parameterize or zero parameterize, doesn't matter. I have included parameterized constructor. That means Java compiler is like, oh, this developer knows the concept of constructor. Now it's not my duty to include it. Developer's headache. My developer is aware that there is a concept called as constructor because he has included one parameterized constructor. Now when I call parameterized, no problem, it is executing. But I say, please create, if I try to call one zero parameterized constructor right now, Java compiler is like, why will I include? Developer knows the concept. If he knows, let him include. I will not include any default constructor. Are you all understanding, guys? I will tell you one key point. I want you to acknowledge whether your understanding is correct or not. Whenever there is a call to a constructor and if programmer has not specified any constructor at all, then Java compiler would include one default constructor which is zero parameterized. Yes or no? Great. If point number 2, if programmer has specified any constructor in the program. If programmer has hard-coded any constructor in the program, whether it is a parameterized or zero parameterized, that time Java compiler would not include any default constructor. True or false? Now guys, if I call to this constructor, now do we have any zero parameterized constructor present in my code? Java compiler, will it include? No. I will have to include it by myself. I will have to include it by myself. Are you all there in the class? Yes, no, maybe. What is super guide? If you don't add also, I will tell you about super. Okay. I will maybe assign by myself. I'll write some code here. Okay. I will say a system.out.println. I will say here zero param constructor, zero parameterized constructor. That is the meaning of it. And maybe whatever activity you want, you can write here, guys. Whatever activity except return statement, whatever activity you want, you can write here. Like whatever you can do in the method, you can also write in the constructor except the return statement part. Okay. And maybe I'll say here cost equals to 4545. And name equals to, I will say here, Lobo. Why is not considering we are trying to create an object of doc class? Why it is not considering it, we are creating the answer? Srinivas, I have already answered that. I don't know why you're asking the same question, which I have already answered with my heart and soul. Can anyone in the class, I will repeat for you in the doubt session, but for now, can anyone answer Srinivas' question, guys? Anyone in the class, can you please answer Srinivas' question? I will tell you the lip. We will take multiple examples. Guys, Srinivas has one question. Why it is not considering if you are trying to create the object of dog? Why there was an error? Anyone would like to talk and answer? Can anyone raise the hand and would like to talk and answer? Okay. Rajesh, go ahead, Rajesh. Answer the Srinivas question, okay? You're not audible. Let there be, Srinivas, don't mind. It's just a dialect, okay? Two-way dialect. That's it. I think Rajesh is not audible.
Is it to you now?
Yeah, you are audible now. Yes, Rajesh.
There's a
Srinivas has a
constructor.
question. Why there was an error when I called this earlier? What was the case?
So basically, like whenever we create a default, we create a constructor in the code, we need to pass the arguments. If there is no constructor, then it is a zero parameterized object. So no need to pass any arguments over there.
Correct.
Hence
Correct.
it is
It's
taking
fine.
without any error.
Just answer me one thing. If there is a constructor, whether parameterized, zero parameterized, if developer has hard coded the constructor, will Java compiler include a default constructor?
No, because we
Java
already
compiler will
created
include
one.
default constructor?
No.
Srinivas, I want you to interact here, please. Okay. Earlier here, Srinivas, please see here. For you only, I'm repeating this. There is a call. This is a call to a constructor, which I have already told. And I want you to reverse this entire session. But for now, I want you to interact. Are you there, Srinivas? Yes, no, please. This is a call to a constructor according to me, Srinivas. Zero parameterized, right? Are you passing any parameters here? No. But as a developer, have you coded any constructor with the class name here in your code? No. In that case, behind the scene, compiler will include one default constructor like this behind the scene, whether you write or you don't write. So only there was no error. Behind the scene, that constructor is there. Okay, now so far, Java compiler will include a default constructor if there is a call to a constructor and Java programmer has not specified any constructor. Is that tick mark? Point number one. Yes, no. I'll go back here. Right now, I'm writing a constructor. I'm writing parameterized constructor. That's fine. Whether parameterized or zero parameter, secondary. But as a developer, are you hard coding a constructor here? Are you hard? Assume this is not there. Assume this is not there. Are you hard coding a constructor here? Yes, no, maybe. You are hard coding it. That means there is a constructor present. Okay. I'm calling that constructor. Since it is accepting parameters, I'm passing it. Okay. While creating one more object, I'm calling one more constructor which is having zero parameterize. Agree? Agree? Correct. Last time when I called zero parameters constructor in the previous example, there is no error. Why I have told? Because default constructor will be included behind the scene. But right now, when I call the zero parameters constructor, there is an error. Why? It is telling that constructor is undefined. Where is that constructor? That means if programmer has included any one constructor, whether parameterized, zero parameterized, one parameterized, five parameterized, doesn't matter. If one constructor is also hard coded in your file, in your class, then Java compiler will not include any default constructor. Since Java compiler is not including any zero parameters constructor by default, I'm getting error here. Why? Because any one constructor, if it is present, then Java compiler will not include any default constructor. Is that clear? Everyone present in the class? Now I have to define the constructor. I'm defining it. Whatever activity you want, you can write inside this. Whatever activity. What if we use parameter? What if we use params in the second constructor? Then in that case, you have to call and you have to pass that parameters. Example, guys, is get cost. Is it accepting any parameter? Is it accepting any parameter? For those who ask the illegible question, no. Can I say, guys, can I say here d1 dot get cost and can I pass some data here? Can I pass some data if it is not accepting? Can I pass it? No. If constructor is not accepting anything, can I pass the data? I hope I am making sense to everyone. Okay, great. Object number 2, guys. Inside the constructor, I'm hard coding some values. Okay, inside the constructor, I'm hard coding some values. I'm hard coding some values. Why are you hard coding here? You can do anywhere, like whatever code you want, except return statement, you can write it. I'm just writing this. That's it. Okay. Now let me have one differentiating factor here. System.out.println. One differentiating factor. Okay. And I will say here system.out.println d2.get cost. System.out.println. I'll say d2.get name. I will say system.out.println d2.get color. Okay, dear friends, I would like to save this. I would like to run this. Okay, see zero parameterize before this parameterize. Are you all getting it? Yes, no, maybe. I have one question to all of you present in the class. I have one question to all of you. Creating multiple methods with same name and different parameters is called as method overloading. True or false? Creating multiple methods with same name and different parameters is called as method overloading. Creating multiple constructors with same name, different parameters is called as what it is called as constructor. Now guys, can we create multiple constructors in a class is a question. What is your answer in that? Yes, we can create multiple constructors, same name, different parameters. Great. When constructor is invoked, my dear friends, when constructor is invoked during the object creation, Now, is it the end of constructor? No. I have to talk many things on the constructor, which I will discuss Monday's class. not only in Monday's class, next Thursday's class also I'm going to discuss on constructor. There are 2 more classes on constructor because it is very, very important. But whatever ABCD I have told about constructor, that ABCD, is it clear? Fine. Let me write some key points, which is acknowledgement of our understanding. Okay. And you have to answer if it is correct. Okay. I will discuss that after constructor. Before static keyword, I will discuss a ternary operator. Okay. Now, encapsulation. Encapsulation. It is a process of multiple examples are there, guys. All the definitions I will give you, all of them are valid definitions. Process of giving controlled access to data members, instance variables, data members of a class by making them private and using setters and getters. Directly you cannot access through the control access. Definition number 1. Definition number 2. Process of binding data members and fields. Data members and methods, and acting as one unit. Binding the data members and methods as a unit. This is also correct definition. Correct. You can also say here providing is also, you can say, process of. Multiple definitions on the Google you can find, guys. All of them are correct only. Process of providing security to most important component of object, which is data member, right, guys? Inside this data will be there, by making it private and giving controlled access through setters and getters. This is also correct only, right? This definition is also correct only. Yes, no, maybe. All of you, like this, many definitions are there, guys. Whichever definition you take, all of them are correct only. Encapsulation can be achieved using private keyword, setters and getter. Great. After which, when it comes to constructor, guys, I want you to tell me if whatever I have told it is correct or wrong. Okay. When it comes to constructor, so far it's just a part 1 of discussion. Constructor discussion is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is over. Part 2 I will do before static. Part 3 I will do after inheritance. Is that fine, guys? Everyone? It is a specialized setter whose name is same as that of class name and doesn't have any explicit return type. Most important part, constructor is invoked during object creation. Instantiation. Correct or no, my dear friends? Yes, no, maybe. If there is a, can you please use this other than local and instance variable? What is that? Can you please explain use of this keyword other than local and instance variable? I have already explained that T. Maybe you have not focused or maybe you are out of the class, but I'll repeat for you in the doubt session. Okay. I will repeat for you after I'm done with it. Okay. Because that is an interviewer's question. What exactly it is. I have explained also, but anyway, for you, I will repeat. Maybe you are out of the class. If there is a call to constructor, if there is a call to a constructor and Java developer, could you please write it here for our future reference? Write it here means where? I'm writing it now on your screen now. Okay. Definitely, definitely. If there is a call to constructor and Java developer has not included any constructor. Guys, these points I'm not taking from the chat GPT or anywhere. Like it's English error is also there. Basic our summary, what is there in your mind, so that the revision is also easy. Any constructor in a class, then Java compiler would include default zero parameterized constructor. Zero parameterized constructor. Okay, now. Guys, whatever T is asking, apart from the difference between local and instance variable, other thing about this keyword did I talk? I have told one difference is local and differentiating instance variable within the setter shadowing problem resolution. Apart from that also I have talked, no? Did I talk? Yes, Raghavendra. I have talked on this. Okay. Why pictorial also I have shown. Okay, but I'll repeat for you T. Maybe you are not there in that time class. Okay. Now, guys, if there is if there is a constructor coded in a class, then Java compiler would not include any default constructor. This point also clear, guys? This point is also clear about the constructor? We can have multiple we can have multiple constructor we can have multiple constructors in a class okay, creating multiple constructors with same name and different parameters is referred as constructor overloading. Okay, now up to be continued, I will write, guys. I'll write here to be continued, because few more points are there about the constructor which you should be knowing it. Right now we have not covered that much points. Is that clearer, everyone in the class? This keyword will have address of currently running instance or object, that is currently whichever object is getting executed, it will refer to that object instance. Okay, now it will be used inside setter and constructor to differentiate local and instance variable variable and to assign data to instance variable from local. Okay now guys, all of you. I will say solution for shadowing problem. Is this key point also clear to everyone? Guys, whatever key points on your screen you can see, is it acknowledgement of your understanding on the concept so far? Is it acknowledgement of your understanding so far? Okay. This ends the discussion today, guys. Next class, I am going to discuss more on constructor overloading, and I will discuss this method call super method call. I will discuss on ternary operator. I'll discuss on the concept of static keyword. Tuesday also static keyword only. Wednesday inheritance. Tuesday inheritance. Wednesday, Thursday inheritance. Next Friday again constructor execution in case of inheritance. To understand more on the super method call. Next week, polymorphism, abstraction, interfaces, association, which is the dependency injection part, loose coupling and dependency injection. Okay. After which the flow will be lambda expression, exception handling, multi-threading, collection, map, generics, enums, annotations, stream APIs, new features, and we will conclude the core Java part. Fine, no? All of you? Yes, no, maybe. This inner class also will discuss. Inner class, anonymous objects, all of that will be discussed. Okay. Inner static class, anonymous inner objects, everything will discuss. Arrays, strings also will be discussed. Wrapper classes, arrays, strings also will be discussed. I have given the high level concept names, guys. Other topics will be covered. Okay. Great. Are we going to go with the APIs? Yes. Yeah. Oh, this is very important. No, that's RESTful services. That is REST APIs. I will discuss in the Spring Boot. We have already started memory management. We'll understand more that Kamlesh during the discussion. Okay. Next week, the Monday's class, Daniel. Monday or Tuesday's class. Another 2 weeks. Oops. Yes. Another 2 weeks. Oops. Only will be continued. All right, guys. Let me share with you guys, and then I will take up your questions. I don't know what is your full name. I will explain this keyword again if you want. Okay. What is this, guys? Encap and constructor. Constructor key point part 1. All right, guys. Method overloading is a polymorphism. We'll discuss that. Guys, high level names I've given, everything will be covered. Okay. Have a great weekend ahead, guys. We will meet on Monday and continue the part 2 of constructor concept. I'm open for your questions, technical, non-technical questions. I'm open for it, guys. Please do ask any questions if you have. I have joined yesterday live session yesterday in your YouTube channel. I have a question in DSA. Can you be live doubt solving? No, Aditya. How is that possible in the YouTube? But I'll try to answer as much as possible. Okay. I'll make sure that you will not have any doubts. Because DSA doubt solving is not how it will be. It will be different. It will be long term. It will be a detailed. Okay. Because it is problem solving. It is a discussion which may go for hours also. Sandesh, if you have question, let me know. I have to give you the access, okay, to talk to me. Let me go and give the access to Sandesh. Yes, Sandesh, please talk. You can talk now.
Hi, Haider.
Yes,
Can
Sandesh.
you go to the dog example? I have one question.
Yeah, sure, please.
Yeah.
Yes, I have gone.
Yeah, you already created the constructor here, dog, right? Okay.
Correct.
So can you come down in the main method?
Correct.
Okay. Here, when we are instantiating dog to D2 object, right? Dog
Okay.
D2 new dog. If we pass the same parameter, like means same set of parameters, will
It
it
will call
go?
this constructor again. This will not call. This will not be
Yeah.
called.
So it will not throw any error, right?
It will not throw any error.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
No problem.
Thanks.
It will
Thank
not.
you.
Yeah. No. See, example, if there is one method here, that method you can call 10 times also, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Same goes here also. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Is constructor return anything as said? We don't have any explicit return type. It will return the address of an object, Anil. Going forward, I will call internally. Because of constructor call only, the instance address will be returned to the caller. I have a quick question. No problem. Sai, I'll go and say here, Sai. Yes, IG. Please ask. You are allowed to talk. Sai, you can talk. Anyone
I'm actually
yeah, you are audible now.
Audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. Okay. So I have this keyword, and
Okay.
my understanding is that this keyword is pointing to the address of the object.
It is holding the address of an object. It will refer to currently whichever object is running.
Okay. Okay. Whichever object is running, it will point to that object, right?
Example, if I have to go here, initially I'm creating the object number 1. If I say learner.set ID, learner I'm using. So object 1 reference variable is learner. Learner.set ID means for object 1, setter is getting called. So if I say this.id, it is referring to the ID of object 1.
Okay.
Okay, I'm creating one more object here.
Yes.
Okay. Again, I'm telling learner 2.set ID. So one more object is created, a different object on the heap area, different memory maps inside this object. Okay. Now, if I say learner 2.set ID, set ID is getting called. This dot ID means it is referring to the ID present in the second object instance.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So currently, whichever object is getting executed, that address this keyword will hold.
Got it. Got it. So learner 2, learner 1, it will go to learner 1 and it will pick that address and it will assign that ID. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. So this keyword currently, whichever object is in current execution, that address this keyword will hold. It will refer to that instance.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Same goes for T. I don't know who is the T. You had also asked the same question. I hope now it is resolved. Vishal, even if you use this keyword, name of local and global variable should be same. It is recommended to be same. If we are not giving same, then there is no need of this only. Sai Kishore Reddy, you are raising the hand. Do you have any question to discuss? No. Okay, no problem. Anyone would like to talk to me, please let me know. Sure, Sandesh. Thank you so much. Guys, many things to be discussed yet. It is just the start of the journey. I mean, this ends the 2 week of classes, guys. We have taken only 9 classes so far, just to 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, if you feel that you are getting to know about Java, imagine if you are there with me for next 2 months. I'm pretty sure you will be confident in Java. I'll give you clarity on almost every concept. But I want your active participations and presence, only expectations, okay? And between the class, sometimes I may not take up the questions, but I wait after the class is over so that you can ask me questions, okay? Will you show us how to use Postman as well? Yes, that is very important, Rajesh. Postman tool, as every Java developer should know about it. Every Spring Boot developer. Because without Postman tool, how can you work with REST APIs, right? Postman tool and Swagger, both I will show you. Before this, always done certification for heap and stack, especially. Before this, also always done ratification. I didn't get you. Yes, recording will be available for all sessions, Akash, for lifetime. Every class will get recorded and it will be available for all lifetime. And whatever classes we have covered, the remaining 9 classes, that recordings is also available on your course dashboard, okay? This is the 10th session actually. 9th sessions recordings are also available on the course dashboard. Alongside the date, topic and date both, okay? Any more questions, dear friends? Please let me know. Can you give some exercises as a homework? I'll give some assignments. Let little bit of classes gets over. And also, please enhance the guesser game for now, okay? All right. When you meet Swagger, does it mean Swagger UI? Yes. And the backend, earlier it was Spring Frogs, Rajesh. Right now we have Open API for Spring Boot 3 onwards. If you want to use Swagger, Swagger is UI, which you can have. Swagger actually we use for the documentation of the APIs. And also whatever we can do in the Postman tool, we can also do it in the Swagger in a easier way. So Swagger means Swagger UI also. And to know what is the documents of the APIs in the backend, we can document using some of the annotations by making use of Open API. Earlier it was Spring Frogs till Spring 2 or Spring Boot 2, Spring 5. But from the Spring 6 and Spring Boot 3, we have Open API in place of Spring Fox. We can also call it as Swagger 3. So how to document that and how to see the Swagger UI, that also will demonstrate. Okay. There may be any need to add this keyword to any variable in default constructor. There was no need, but if you want, you can add. There is no harm in that, Nikit. You need not to upload. If you want, you can just mail it to support@telesco.com. It is for the self-evaluation actually. But if you want our team to see your assignments and your work, then mail it to support@telesco.com. Also, do connect with me on my LinkedIn, guys. Just search Haider Abbas. You'll get my LinkedIn. Please do connect me on there, okay? Kamalesh, sure, definitely. One more question, sorry. We still use Spring Boot 3 without Swagger? We have Swagger is being used in Spring Boot 3 also, Rajesh. The backend library earlier before Spring Boot 3 was Spring Frogs. But after Spring Boot 3, we have Open API backend. I mean, library for implement the Swagger. Okay. Swagger 2 is Spring Frogs. Swagger 3 is earlier we used to use Docket and all. But right now we don't use Docket. We use different way because in the latest version Docket and Spring Frogs is not there. Kamlesh, I have unmuted you. Today I've joined the session back. What if I have doubts in the previous? You can ask previous doubts also, Arnav, in the current class. No problem. You watch the recorded videos. There is no harm After 8:30, it is a doubt session. If you have previous class doubt also, you can ask. No problem in that. Yes, Kamalesh, you can
Yeah, hi,
talk to me.
sir. Yeah, actually, I'm a working professional with 1 year of experience with
Okay.
a functional team. So I just want to learn
Interesting.
Java and be a backend developer. So I
Great.
want to switch my career.
Definitely.
Actually, I learned Java during my college placements. So the things you're sharing to me, it's really useful and easy for me to understand. Actually, I know many things about this topics and all. It's just a glance. I'm just visiting it.
Kind of summary and proper
Yeah,
revision
kind
you're
of
getting.
summary. Just I want to know about other things about what can be I learned for next 2 months, because after 2 months only you're gonna start the Spring Boot topics.
Correct.
So if it
Spring
will,
Boot and microservices will be very detailed discussion.
yeah,
Java also.
yeah,
2
it will.
months, first thing you'll get more Java. But what if you want me to ask, I want you to first learn Git and GitHub.
Okay. So
Very
yeah,
good at
just
Git and GitHub, and every example which you're practicing, upload on the GitHub.
yeah, okay. So apart
Add the
from that, I'm
repositories.
asking which would be useful for me to learn. So apart from
Practice
that, sir.
basic DSAs and basic problem solving. Basic DSA,
Okay.
basic problem solving. Git and
Okay.
GitHub. And from Spring Boot onwards, we will pick it up and it will definitely help you. Okay, after
Yeah.
Spring is over, Docker and Jenkins recorded content will be given. You can watch that. But till since Spring Boot, till you reach, and since you already have a good foundation on Java, you want to spend Java plus little extra time, then I would suggest you to learn Git and GitHub. Plus,
Okay.
you learn this thing, problem solving fundamentals.
Okay. Yeah, that's it, sir. Thank you.
No problem. I'm starting loops and printing yesterday and spent almost 4 hours every very nicely explained. Thank you so much, Dalip. Thank you so much. And that is, I have done more than not to print the stars. The purpose of that was to make people get into the zone of programming and thinking. Okay. And also in the process, they can be confident in writing the code. I want them to get into the zone in the week 1 itself. So I have just thought that by keeping that in mind, that was my end plan and goal. Thank you so much. Okay. Any more questions, dear friends? Anyone would like to talk to me? Please let me know in the chat. Happy weekend, guys. Anyway, weekend means tomorrow I have class. Saturday, Sunday also I do have classes. So I have classes all 7 days. So that too early morning. Tomorrow and after tomorrow, I am in the RESTful services there. I have completed majority part of Spring Boot for that batch. Right now we are in RESTful services, integrating the third-party APIs and that concepts. So yeah. But for me, it is happy. I love simplifying the things to people. So yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being with me in today's class. We will meet Monday's class and continue the discussion of constructor concept. Thank you so much for being with me in today's class. Thank you so much, every one of you. Thank you all. Thank you so much, guys.